September means many things. Kids are back in school, summer is almost over, and interesting enough, more women give birth in September than any other month. I actually didn't know that. So adding a newborn requires the whole family to adjust. Now, here to talk about introducing your dog and your baby is Mariah with the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. And Mariah, you brought Rocky because we're covering this topic, and actually Rocky is good with kids.
Yes, we have many dogs that would most likely be good with kids, but he's one of the ones we have that has documented experience with small children too. Which can be a little overwhelming for a dog. There's lots of movement, sounds, new experiences happening, and he is all good to go with it.
Now, Rocky is 5 years old, so he's grown. This is as big as he's going to get.
Yep.
And he actually just had some work done on his teeth, and he had a little bit of surgery, and now he's like 100%, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he is all good to go. He came in, he wasn't eating very much because his mouth was bothering him. He had a little bit of, a couple teeth that were going under the gums, so we did a couple extractions, cleaned up his gums, and he was eating the same day. So he is all good to go. He just had surgery a couple days ago, and he's like a brand new dog.
Oh, he's amazing. Now, if anybody follows me on Periscope, you just saw me and Rocky rolling around on the floor together. He's just a super love bug. I said he's probably in my top favorite dogs that you brought here because Rocky's just awesome. And I know he's laying down, but a few moments ago he was rubbing the carpet all over his back and doing some awesome stuff. We'll get him up and going here in a moment. But the best way to introduce if it's a newborn, like we're coming home from the hospital kind of situation and you already have a dog, I was always worried that, I'm sure some parents, that the dog's going to kind of be territorial or not really sure how to take on this new person in the family. So what's the best way to introduce them?
Well, it all boils down to you want to act exactly the way you want your dog to act. So if you're going in going, look, Fluffy, we brought home a new dog, or a new baby. Yeah. They're going to be jumpy and excited and overwhelmed and stimulated. But if you walk in and you just, go straight to the couch or the bed, wherever you're comfortable, sit down, you're holding the baby in a blanket, and you just kind of lean over and let the dog sniff and let the dog see who you just brought. They can't see through the blanket. They're much shorter than you are. If you're just holding them over the dog, they have no idea what you're doing or who you brought. You always want to make sure that you are introducing the baby to the dog while the dog is on a leash, even if your dog has never jumped before or never been any kind of bouncy, overexcited dog. You just want to make sure you're being as safe as possible because babies are fragile and you don't want to, the dog might just be jumping up to say hi and they scratch or they bump or they just bother the baby a little bit. So it just wants to be a calm, slow experience.
Now, what happens, as all babies will do, if babies start screaming or crying, are most dogs going to freak out when this happens? Or what do we do to make that kind of a norm for our dog?
Well, just like babies, dogs make all sorts of funny noises. Yeah. So they've heard crazy stuff before they've come home to you, most likely. If they were with you as a puppy and they were with other puppies, they've heard the whining, the whimpering, stuff like that. So for a lot of them, it's not going to be anything new. It might be a new sound, but the loud sound itself is not necessarily startling for them. But for other dogs, they may have never heard it before. They might be a little intrigued. All you want to do is make sure they're associating that crying for them with a positive thing. So if the baby cries and you just pop them a treat, or maybe if they're toy motivated, they get a new toy to play with. That way, over time, they start to understand it's not a big deal. I can chill out and do my own thing. I can hang out in the living room. I don't need to run and alert the baby that they're making a noise.
That makes sense, though. Give them a treat or something positive so that the crying or the yelling isn't associated with bad things.
Yeah, and we do the same thing for dogs that are bothered by sirens.
Okay.
When, if you're near a hospital or a police station, just the same concept, making sure they understand it's not a big deal. We don't need to freak out about it.
Oh, that's such a good idea. And now I don't want to run out of time because I know we've got the Sweat for Pets coming up, and I want to make sure everybody has the information for it.
Yes, we have Sweat for Pets November 1st at the U of A Mall, which is our new location. We're fundraising online this year, which is a brand new concept, so you can go to sweatforpetstucson.org. And if you forget any of that information, you go to our website or our Facebook page, and you'll see lots of stuff for it.
So come out, family come out, have some exercise, get some fresh air, and bring your pet.
Yes, and we'll have a couple adoptable pets, too, so you can maybe take home a new family member.
First, what a great way to start out your relationship with your new dog is to take him out for a walk on a Sweat for Pets. So, of course, everybody get out for that. Rocky is looking for a new home, and he is absolutely going to make a great pet. Mariah, thank you so much for bringing him. I'm going to roll around on the floor with him here in a moment. To learn more about the Golf Classic and Sweat for Pets, you can call them at 321-3704 or log on to hssaz.org.